I'm new. I'm here with Chloe,
Belle, Kitty,
and Kitty. And again, I'm new, which I forgot last time. And I'll pretend I forgot it. Yeah. Should have seen the last video because it's kind of similar to what we're doing this time. Only this time, instead of the Girl Scout promise we should have hung it up. I don't know what we're thinking. We have the Girl Scout law written on cute little hearts. Now, this idea actually came to me a couple years ago. We were doing a Valentine's Day project for our Girl Scout troop, and we were trying to figure out what we could write on little heart garlands that would be super meaningful for us. And the first thing that came to mind was the Girl Scout law. So we have taken 11 hearts because there are 10 parts of the law, and then just the I will do my best to be part 2. So we have each line written on a separate little heart, and we have strung them together with our yarn. It's kind of long and messy here. It works great on a wall though. And you can see that this is also a knot craft because we use the ends in an overhand knot. So there's our knot that we use to tie our ends up. So we get to practice our knots and find a cool way to decorate hanging up our Girl Scout law, which is super fun and can help us remember it. So, in case we forgot, now when we say our Girl Scout law, we hold up our 3 fingers like we do in our promise. And those are the 3 parts of a Girl Scout promise. And the last part of our Girl Scout promise is to, let's just say it actually. Okay, you ready? On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Right. And to live by the Girl Scout law. And I remember growing up, we didn't really learn the Girl Scout law like we should have. Oops. So, which is why we always really try and say it. And it seems to be, we do a lot in different places. But we're kind of like, well, what's that? We weren't really sure. So here it is. So, would you like to see what we need to make our super fun heart garland with our Girl Scout law on it?
Yeah!
Awesome. Now, to make our craft, we hung it up now, and you can't quite see the whole thing on camera because it's really long. That's part of the fun, isn't it? What we have is we picked out a rainbow of construction paper, and you don't have to use construction paper. You can use whatever paper your caregiver gives you permission to use. So caregiver permission to pick up paper. We like construction paper because it's pretty, and it's also a little bit thicker, and a little bit thicker works really well. Doesn't have to be all different colors. We happen to have that many colors in our construction paper, so that's what we use. So what we'll need is, so we need 11, we only need half a sheet. So it could be 5 whole sheets and then another half a sheet, but you only need 11 half sheets of paper to do this craft. And again, you can make your heart smaller, but some of our hearts, I think that one's just barely off, take up a lot of space. So you want to make sure you've got plenty of room to write. So we've got our paper with our caregiver permission. We will need scissors, hole puncher, and again, caregiver permission, you're going to need some yarn and just some scrap yarn. It doesn't have to be one continuous, like whatever your caregiver gives you permission to use. We have markers. You could use crayons or colored pencils, but yes, we're liking the markers today. And then we actually have the words. The words to our Girl Scout law. Now, this is a poster. If you were watching last week, you saw our Girl Scout promise poster that Kitty had helped make. Now, this one, Belle helped make this back when she was a brownie. So we cut it out, we laminated it, and we actually use this in our troop meetings to help remind us of our law when we do say our law. So if you don't have a law poster, which you might not, you can use the front of your Girl Scout book or get your caregiver to help you locate the words to your promise. So, campers, you ready to get started making our heart garland with our Girl Scout law on it?
Yeah!
Awesome. Now we're going to start by cutting out our hearts. We hold our paper like this the long way, and then we want to fold in half. And this gives us the right size heart. So we'll just go ahead and cut that. Now you could take your half sheets of paper, and maybe you only started out with the 5.5 sheets, or you can, you know, we're actually going to share between us with a friend. So the next thing we're going to do is take our one piece and again hold it long ways like this. We're going to fold it in half again. We're going to crease it. Now I'm going to flip that over because I like to draw this way. I'm going to draw my heart. I'm going to make sure and draw on the folded spot right there. Now you could use a pencil for it not to show up as much. You can use a marker. You can just freehand them. It's up to you. We've done it all different ways. You just want to make sure that you get all the way. Make sure and draw right on this line. Get all the way to your edges. Makes for the biggest heart possible. So just go ahead and cut that out. Now you can cut these out, each one individually. I know I had like a couple of them last time, and I was trying to stack them all together to cut them out faster. They got kind of wonky, so I like cutting them out one at a time just because you end up with a nicer heart. So you can save that for another project. We'll open our heart up and make sure we get our marker on the back. So there is our heart cut out. Now campers, you ready to cut out all your hearts?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now that I have all of my hearts all cut out, I will go ahead and use my, my poster of my words here. Where's there? And I will write the first part. All right. Now it doesn't matter how you write it on there. Bigger, of course, is good. You can be colorful, but just make sure that you can read it on there. So after you're done with that, I'll go ahead and we'll talk about the holes to cut. Now, we have found that you can put them here and here on the edge, but that kind of makes your hearts kind of fold up. We found that poking them up at the top made our hearts fold over less. So we'll just take our hole puncher and we'll put some little holes, and then we will go ahead and write on the rest of our hearts, and then I will show you how to tie the knots and put them on our yarn. Campers ready to write on your hearts?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, you might have noticed that in the middle of that fast forward bit, our clothes changed. We had to stop on that day and start again another day, so we'll get back to it though, you know, just mixing it up, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now that we've got our hearts cut out, written on, and we've got our holes punched in them, we will go ahead and I will show you how to cut the string real quick. Now, the best way to figure out how long your yarn is you can measure it, but depending on how big your hearts are, it could be all wrong. So the easiest way to do that is take your yarn or your string and kind of measure. Now there are 10 parts to the law and then one more. So you've got 11 hearts. So we'll do 11 times. So, and then we'll do just once more. Give us a little bit of space, and then maybe just a smidge more, and we'll cut. And that's a good way to measure our yarn. Now once we have our yarn, we will need to tie our overhand knot. So to remind ourselves how to do that is we hold our yarn, and since I'm right-handed, I will hold it in my left hand. If I was right-handed or left-handed, I hold it here. I am right-handed. And again, we'll have our video link down below if you don't remember how. We're going to take it and we're going to fold it over. So now we have a big loop here. Now we're going to take our 3 Girl Scout fingers on the top, pinch on the bottom, twirl around our thumb. And then we're going to see our number 6. We're going to take our loop and stuff it through the belly of our 6. And again, if that doesn't work out the first time, then just try again. We'll pull it tight, and there is our overhand knot. Now we're going to go ahead and string these hearts. Now you got to pay a little bit of attention when you string your hearts. So you want to make sure and start and work this way. So if we put them on like this, we're going to get them backwards. So we'll start, make sure we start with our first part, which is I will do my best to be. And I will grab the end without the knot on it. So you'll need to be a little careful because this will tangle. And go ahead, you can stick it through. It doesn't matter which way, top to bottom, bottom to top. Whichever way. As we said, we like our holes on the top because when we put them over here, it folds up on us. So just pull our yarn through and just be careful. Don't work too fast because it'll tangle. There is our end, and we will string on our next heart, and we will keep going. Campers, you ready to string up your hearts?
Yeah.
Awesome. And we're finished. Here are our hearts all spread out on our kitchen floor because we couldn't seem to hang them up where we had our space there. So we're going to show them to you this way, and then we'll hang them up in our rooms. So there's all our hearts. You can see them. They go all the way over there. And we can go ahead and repeat it for you. You ready, campers?
Yeah.
We'll hold our 3 fingers up. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Awesome! Well, with your caregiver's permission, you can hang those up wherever your caregiver and you decide. And don't forget to clean up your mess. We'll see you later. Bye!